Howdy everyone, it's me once again, the one and only Killer Rodan. And today, as you can see, I'm still continuing my Disney movie marathon by talking about the movies, obviously, and whatnot, just the theme parks, whatever the case may be. So for this video, I just want to talk about the fact that, yeah, thing is that making movies and that alone is pretty difficult, and getting your foot into the industry is a challenge. And even if you get your foot into the film industry doesn't necessarily mean you get your vision on screen. It's not that it's impossible, it's just incredibly complicated. So yeah, I'm talking about behind the scenes and whatnot. So here we go. Of course, I'm talking about Frozen, the first one, of course, and whatnot. So the thing is that I know this is something I mentioned before, in the sense that this film went to what you would call development hell, which is also known as production limbo or development limbo, I guess. Basically, what the idea is that here is it goes from the industry for a project, concept, or even idea that remains in a stage in the early development for an extremely long time. This could be of various reasons, of course, maybe technical reasons, artistic challenges, when it's stuck in a legal process. A lot of reasons it could be happening, of course. And yeah, unfortunately, this is a thing, of course, and it does happen. Meaning that a certain project may move between many sets of artistic leadership, crews, scripts, or even studios. Many projects which may have been development forever and never progress into actual production. So, yeah, that's a sad reality for many movies. Yeah, unfortunately, this does ring true for Frozen, as projects in this stage generally have ambitious goals which may or may not even be understood in the design phase and are delayed in attempt to meet up with set goals to a high degree. So yeah, this of course can apply to animation or live action. Clearly a version of this film was actually made, of course, and it became one of the biggest hits of the company. So yeah. So of course a version of this was said to have that. Yeah, the character of Olaf what is definitely one of the best aspects of the film, but the thing is that one of the original versions of this character, the Snowman, where he was actually mean and would have him rather be much less of a beloved character. So yeah, it was stated that in the final version of the film, Olaf is really sweet and caring and whatnot. And yeah, of course, I guess you can say it was intended. Yeah, I mean the character he was intended to be, and obviously a sidekick, was brought to life by Elsa's magic, of course. And yes, of course, going to be a part of the character trait. That being a serious, de- determined character, I guess you would say. But yeah, it was far different from their actual original version, of course. That what they had in mind. So yeah, the thing is that it was going to be drastically different, of course. And yeah, the co-director Jennifer Lee was ready to kill the character off in the first movie. So yeah, of course, that's going to be a lot darker, of course. So there's that. But upon the film release, well, the version that was finished anyway, the final product, I mean, Olaf became a fan favorite among its viewers, and having this optimistic kind of character and having this love of summer, of course. But yeah, that's kind of the thing. The plans do change, as I was saying earlier. Of course, ideas is going to swift around, of course, and having a lot of notes. Of course, the script was rewritten numerous times, of course, and it was definitely going to be a much more meaner, a much more icier, no pun intended, than what he ultimately became, as it was explained, of course. And it was during a period of time where it didn't really have a director just yet. Well, at least not Jennifer Lee anyway. So yeah, and that's the thing. Yikes! Yeah, she really did not like the character at all. Like, not a single bit. So, this character definitely had a drastic change during the rewrites of the script. Obviously, folks, this characterization of the character is a far cry than what he turned out to be in the final product of the film when it was finally released. So, yeah, at this stage of the film, I'm not sure who was going to be the voice actor at this point. I don't think they selected anyone, at least not to my knowledge, anyway. But yeah, they had this character had to be changed and create a character that fans will have to know and love. It was very different Snowman, of course. Instead of being a warming Elsa's heart, he was created to match her icy, echoed exterior, I guess you would say. But his mean character served little purpose in the overall story, I guess you can say. So he had to be reworked in the more likable cheerful character, and Olaf became a sunshine in the film's core, like a beacon of hope, at least to some extent, I guess, because he was supposed to be the embodiment of love in every way. Of course, familial love between the two sisters, and of course, some sort of romantic love between Princess Anna and, of course, Kristoff, and platonic love between the sisters, of course, in the sense of Olaf and Anna, of course, in some ways, I guess, adding these elements to the some sort of affection, and of course, have some comedy throughout the entire thing, of course. And yeah, a lot of people actually embraced this type of a character, and yeah, I guess this had to be done as far as they're concerned, of course. So yeah, the knowing that the Olaf made into the final cut of the first film, it's not hard to imagine that the fans will have hated his better counterpart, I guess you would say. So yeah, just trying to dive into the film's production history like I've done before. Yeah, I haven't done one of these videos in a while, so here we go, of course. So yeah, the idea is that I guess in some ways Olaf was supposed to be a physical manifestation of Queen Elsa and Princess Anna's spirit, I guess you would say. He's supposed to be the embodiment of some sort of kindness and whatnot. Whereas in the original idea was that he's supposed to be this blunt, rude character. So yeah, so they had to completely change him up. I mean, comparing him to the early days of the film, of course. So yeah, if this planned version of the character had came to fruition, it's likely that the audience would have been just as eager to have him killed off as Jennifer Lee was, I guess you could say, instead of enjoying him to go on to become a star of his own success or a sorts and whatnot. So yeah, had some major tweaks to the character. Instead of being, an asshole, I guess, I suppose. So yeah. I mean, there's already some dark elements in the film, some serious moments anyway. When you think about it, that's already there, sure, but yeah, I guess even like this is still happen in some ways, of course. But yeah, he served more of in some ways, the comic relief throughout the franchise, providing some sort of light-hearted jokes and humorous commentary that only someone like him, of a pure heart and innocence, could provide. I guess that's the idea, kind of having like the sense of a child, so to speak. I guess you would say. So that was definitely a thing, of course. But yeah, so yeah, I just thought I'd discuss this with folks because yeah, I don't mind making these types of videos, of course, and whatnot. So I guess the idea here is that yes, he may be naive towards the world around him, but does have this childlike hope and joy. He appears at the right time when Anna needs a reminder of what really matters, what truly love is, and what he serves to bring some light to those around him in their darkest moments, of course. So yeah, I can see that. Definitely, I can definitely see that, folks. So I can see why they would want to do this in some ways. So okay, but yeah, um, but I guess that's the. I don't know how people would have reacted really in some ways. I don't know how a lot of people would feel. I guess, but people wouldn't like the character. Not as much as they would have originally, like if it was done like this specific kind of way. But point being, during production, of course, films are going to change. Of course, there's going to be some tweaks. Of course, those things that were in fact change. It happens. This would have happened regardless. Of course, if it was animated or not, or both. Of course, yeah. Either way, it's going to happen, folks. When it comes to making movies, and yeah, there were a lot of changes to the script. I do mean a lot of changes, and this was definitely one of them. And I'm not surprised really at all, but because it happens quite often, it's more often than you think, folks. But anyway, that'll be it. So, just trying to talk about a different version of the film that was made. So, I'll guess would have been made in this case. Anyway, as always, thanks for watching and take care. Until next time. See ya. Oh, yeah. Later.